Insomniac's Spider-Man, the game I guess we've been waiting for. So I remember when this game was announced, and I was going, "Huh, Insomniac, the makers of Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Dexter, and originally Crash Bandicoot, they're gonna do a Spider-Man video game. Okay, is it gonna be cartoony? Like what are we going for here?" Um, and then previous Spider-Man games that I've played, like I really like Web of Shadows. I really like Shattered Dimensions. I thought that was really cool. Um, and I remember playing the original the Spider-Man one from like 2002, but mainly because I like doing the tutorial one because they got Bruce Campbell in it, and that was just plain awesome. But up to that point, Spider-Man games were typically known to either be really good or not very good. This one, however, I had very low expectations going into this one, and wow, Insomniac blew it out of the water with this one. So I would say the main plot of this one would be Spider-Man trying to kind of trying to be kind of slowly not become Spider-Man anymore because he realizes that being Spider-Man is not paying the bills, he's not making money out of it, and yeah, and that at this really, when you really think about it, you know, yes, saving people's lives and then saving the world, it doesn't necessarily pay the bills, and so he's trying to balance his life between being Spider-Man and also being Peter Parker, but still having a hard time doing it. And so I think they capture that really well in this game. And then they throw all these like elements from the mythology of Spider-Man, where you're just like, oh my god, this is what they're doing. This is really cool. Um, I Out of Insomniac's work, I really have only played the Ratchet and Clank games, which I love those. Um, so I still had low expectations going into this, but I was thoroughly impressed of how an amazing job they did, and especially how fun this game is. I mean, this game, it's not too hard. It's not too hard. It's not too easy. It's just right in the right balance of difficulty. And also, they New York City, it is beautiful looking. It is gorgeous looking. And they just made web swinging just so much fun. Like they have a fast travel in this game. I completely ignored that. Like I tried it maybe once or twice, but after that I was just like, they made web swinging so fun that I just want to do this. Like there were actually times where I wouldn't do anything and just I would just web swing around New York City because they made it so visually stunning and so much fun to do. Um, the combat, nothing special. It's pretty basic, but it was quite fun. Um, the story they came up with was really engaging, and there were parts in it where I'm like, I kind of know what's gonna happen. Like I think I know what's gonna happen, and they do some things in there where I was like, oh whoa, that I was not expecting that. And yeah, I was like thoroughly impressed with this. Um, Now, I when it comes to gaming, I am not a completionist. Like I mainly play a game for the story and all the secondary stuff. That's really all just second to me. Like if I like what the world is, then I will like try to go in and beat as much as I can. This is one of the few games that I've actually 100%ed everything. So I did all the missions. I found all the backpacks. I Even in the DLCs, I did everything. everything because I'm so engaged with what they were doing that I wanted to figure out what was going on. And if a game can do that, it's awesome. It's just awesome. And Insomniac really knocked it out of the park with this game. And I'm I'm a I I'm a big fan of Spider-Man. So the fact that I went into this with low expectations, and they created honestly one of the best games of the decade. Man, it's just you guys did it. You guys did it. You guys are amazing. You guys are just amazing. Um, Now some of the negatives. I know a lot of people have talked about this, and I definitely agree. There's like little missions in the main story where you control Mary Jane. It feels very out of place. Like it's kind of like a all right, well, you're. I understand why it's in there. I do, but the way it was kind of like the way it's played out. It's kind of like like all right, kind of whatever. Um, and also, um, they do a lot of like villain stuff in here that is all kind of like side stuff. Those are super cool, but the villain I think they came up with Screwball. Man, that one just I hated that one. I hated that one because it was just it kind of reminded me of in the Batman Arkham series, like what Riddler did, mainly in Arkham Knight, where he built these like race car tracks for you to control the Batmobile, and it's like I don't like this. I don't want to do this. So, I mean, personally, in the Batman Arkham games, I pretty much ignored all of Riddler's stuff because I was just like, your stuff just kind of sucks. But um, and the reward I get is kind of just like concept art, and it's like I don't really. I mean, it's cool to see the concept art, but it's kind of like I don't really want that. I want something more fulfilling, more like rewarding. And if you get the art book, all those stuff are in there anyway. So it's like okay, whatever. But with this game, all that side stuff that you are doing, it actually does give you a nice reward after completing it all. And it's like okay, that's actually really cool. Um, so even the side stuff was really engaging. So yeah, like I said, I found all the backpacks. I did all the bases. Um, I did everything because I was just so engaged with what they did, and I was like, yeah, this game is awesome. And I've actually gone back and replayed this game to prepare for Miles Morales and then also Spider-Man 2. And even after I did the story and I did everything on my first playthrough of the game, I still went back and did everything else because I was like, this is just it's so fun. It's so fun. Um, so this they knocked it out of the park. Insomniac, you guys knocked it out of the park. I mean, I've loved your games previous to this, but man, you guys just nailed it. You guys nailed it. You guys captured the fun of web swinging. The fact that you can spend hours and hours and hours just web swinging around New York and never get bored. You guys nailed it. The story, so engaging. It has a lot of parts that you don't see coming. A lot of turns that you actually aren't expecting, and there's parts in it where I legitimately started tearing up because of what they did and was like, wow, I can't believe they actually did that. So like I said, this is personally I think one of the best games of the decade. And yes, I know I'm gonna throw a pun in here, and especially being in a Spider-Man situation, I'm proud to say it. This hands down gets an amazing. So if you have not played this game, definitely pick it up on your PlayStation 4 or your PS5. Definitely play it. It is 100% fun. Like I said, it's not too hard, it's not too easy, it's just in the right balance of difficulty. I had a blast playing this game, and the fact that I spent just hours just web swinging doing nothing, and there was a bunch of times where I was web swinging just trying to find monuments. So like I found the Ghostbusters firehouse, I found the Insomniac headquarters, I found the Doctor Strange New York Sanctum, because they have all that spread it around. I found the Avengers Tower, so it's like they put all this stuff in here, and it's just like that. This just honestly, that stuff isn't even necessary, but I'm just so glad that they put it in there anyway, because they really did care. They wanted to make this an amazing game, and Insomniac, you guys nailed it.
Peter, Peter, it's time to get up.